Hey look, it's the Paw Patroller.
Hey, look, toys!
This is the Paw Patrol vehicle storage truck, the Paw Patroller. We got it to help organize our toys, and it also makes a fun playset. It can hold several Paw Patrol vehicles, whether it's closed or open. Figures can go in the cab, and it makes noise. Now, the package itself includes three things. There is the Ryder figure, the ATV, and the truck. That's all. No other loose pieces, no assembly required, just instructions and stickers and stuff. But that simplicity right there is one of my favorite features on this thing. Now, if you look at the Amazon reviews, what most people complain about is that it doesn't come with all the vehicles pictured on the box. If it did come with the other 6 vehicles, that alone would be 6 times $13, $78 value. And to get all that and the truck for $60 would be an amazing deal. But no, additional figures and vehicles sold separately. Now, looking at Ryder and the ATV, at first glance they look just like the ones that are sold separately. Actually, they're a little bit cheaper. The ATV looks the same on the top, but the bottom is missing. Ryder himself is almost the same, but not quite so many painted details. But I think if I hadn't seen them side by side, I never would have noticed the difference. And now for the truck itself. As I said before, no assembly required, just a few stickers to apply. Now, there are a couple of stickers that did not have a designated place according to the instructions. So I put them in the cab. They almost fit there. You just have to fold the corner over a little bit. But after that, it looks pretty well. The cab can also fit a few figures in case anybody wants to ride up front. One thing that looks a little odd when you first get it out, before you figure it out, there are these parts that fold out of the roof. What it actually is a stand for when you open the roof. It just kind of falls open by itself, turns into this leg stand that keeps it up so that it doesn't have to just be supported by the hinge and the weight of the rest of the truck. So it works pretty well. You just have to maybe close it manually when you close the trailer. The elevator itself is operated manually. You just grab the red lever and lift it up. And it has held up under some abuse. It's been used frequently as a catapult. Whoa! And it holds up. On one side of the truck, there's this dual function logo button knob. If you turn it as a knob, it can lock or unlock the trailer. It's easy to operate, and it seems to stay locked well enough. The other is that you can push it, and it's a button to trigger the sounds, and it works the same as the button that's inside the trailer. So this button cycles through a few different sounds. The thing that seems weird about it to me is that each of the sounds represents a completely different action. There's the elevator. There's a backing up noise. There's the little Ryder paw pad noise, whatever it is. So if you're playing and trying to make a noise for what you're doing, you have to cycle through a few noises to get the one that you actually want. To make those sounds, it uses 3 LR44 or AG13 batteries, which are included. The truck can hold 3 vehicles when it's closed. It would be nice if it could fit more, but then the truck would be too big and kind of unwieldy to play with. When you open it up, officially it holds 6, but if you raise the elevator, and it does stick pretty well in the up position, then you can stick one underneath the elevator and on top of the elevator. And if you turn some of them sideways, you can squeeze a couple more in. We have the Chase that came with the lookout tower, and his vehicle's a little smaller. So with that, we are able to fit all of them in, including Everest's. So that makes a nice display, and that's kind of what we wanted it for. We, the parents, the kids, want to roll it around and catapult things and stuff like that. There are some larger vehicles like the Chase's Deluxe Cruiser, the Honor Roll Marshall, and the big version of the ATV. These, we haven't actually tried it, but I don't think they would fit in the Paw Patroller. So mostly the medium-sized vehicles, the ones that are currently going for $13, they all fit pretty well. One nice feature is that there is a special place for Zuma's hovercraft. The propellers normally would make it too wide to fit inside the trailer. But they are detachable. They come detached, you snap them on, they can come off again, and there's a special spot marked with little circles and you can just stick the propellers there, kind of attach them onto the wall. Now, the downside of that is that your propellers then are going to spend a lot more time detached from the vehicle, especially if your kids, like mine, follow the rule that anything that can be detached from a toy doesn't really deserve to be on there most of the time. Dolls must always be naked, and preferably bald if scissors are available, and the sink from our play kitchen goes actually in the cabinet underneath, apparently. One thing I was worried about is that if you leave the back panel on the cab open, it would get in the way of closing the trailer. But the trailer is actually shaped to accommodate the panel being open. A nice touch. Price. They can vary a lot. I guess partly because this is a big, expensive thing. We got it at Target for $60, and we did that partly because at the time it was listing on Amazon for $75, although now Amazon also has it for $60. We recently also saw it at Toys R Us for $60, but I checked just now online and it was $57. Walmart.com has it for $50 right now. Our local Target, at least, currently has it as a top gift special at $49. And according to Camel, Amazon has at times also had it for $49. Age. Officially, it's 3 and up. The package warns of choking hazards, but as I said, there are only 3 things in there, and the smallest is the Ryder figure. I personally don't think of that as a choking hazard. My 20-month-old son hasn't shown any interest in sticking in his mouth. He does love to play with the truck, though, so you may be able to go below 3, depending. So to sum up, on the plus side, the setup is just applying stickers. There's no assembly at all. It's simple and fairly sturdy. No assembly, no extra parts to lose. We haven't subjected it to a lot of abuse, but it has survived a lot of catapult action. The capacity is pretty good. When it's open, it can hold quite a few. And it has some nice design touches, like the roof kickstand and the accommodations for the hovercraft propellers and the back panel of the cab. And perhaps most importantly, the kids like to play with it. And sharing is easy. It's big, and you'll tend to have the other vehicles there too, so there's plenty to go around. The cons are that it is expensive because it's big, and it doesn't hold as many as you'd like when it's closed. But altogether, we like it. Thanks for looking.